guys, welcome back to my channel. I am really excited for today's video. I am finally bringing you the video I feel like I've been promising for months. We are doing a full face of Kosas today. This is the final look that we came up with, and I'm going to be using every single product in the Kosas line for you guys today. The only product I do not have or have not tried from them yet is their new deodorant, but everything else I've tried and loved, so I cannot wait to share my thoughts on everything with you guys today as I put it on my face. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about everything in the Kosas line, stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go today. I do post a minimum of 4 times a week, so if that's something that interests you, then don't forget to subscribe before moving on. And before we begin, 1, this video is not sponsored. Kosas literally does not know who I am. But 2, I would also love to hear from you guys in the comments below what brand you would like to see me do next for a full face dedicated brand review, because I had so much fun with this. It obviously is going to take me a while, no matter what brand we decide. It'll take me a while to collect all the products. I have been slowly collecting a ton of Glossier as well as Ilia, but if there's another brand that you guys are really interested in, do let me know. I had so much fun kind of gathering everything for this video, testing it out over the last 6 to 8 weeks, and I'm so excited to finally be bringing this video to you. So with that being said, let's jump into my full face of Kosas brand review. All right, you guys, hello. Today, like I said in the introduction, we are going to be doing a full face of Kosas. I have tested 9 of the 10 products in their line. The only thing I have not tried is their newest like clean deodorant from their sport line, but we will be trying everything else today. I swear every time I sit down to film, the construction comes out. It was completely quiet up until this point. I do have 9 of the 10 products to try out and put on my face today. I have had these products for the last 6 to 8 weeks or so, so I have a pretty good idea on how I feel about everything. And spoiler alert, I don't think that there's anything in the Kosas line that is a bust for me, but I'll give you my review of each item kind of as we go along, because I have had quite a bit of time to play around with these products, but I did want to demonstrate them and do a full face for you guys today. So I have already gone in and primed my skin with the Tarte Base Tape Primer. This is just a very hydrating primer. Kosas doesn't currently have a primer in their line, and I found that their tinted face oil pretty much pairs nicely with any of the primers that I've tried. The only one that I've had issues with is the Milk Hydro Blur Primer. That was a complete disaster. Would not recommend pairing those two together, but other than that, I have had really good luck with any of the primers that I have paired the face oil with. So to begin, I'm just going to toss on their Lip Fuel Hyaluronic Lip Balm. This retails for $18. I have mine in the shade Pulse, which is like this warm toned, really pretty kind of your lips but better shade. I have reviewed this on my channel before, and I said I do really like the formula. I just don't love the packaging. It's just a little bit hard to apply because it is so skinny, or such a thin package. But this retails for $18. There are 3 different shades. They do have like a clear balm. They have this shade, and then I have the website pulled up. They also have a cool toned pink shade in the shade Rush. So I'm just gonna pop this on. If you are a balm loving girl, I know I personally am a balm loving girl, I think that you would really like this. I like that this offers just a bit of a tint, but it's nothing that's like gonna end up all over your face, or it's nothing like super opaque that it just looks weird. So I do really enjoy this. It's just the packaging is not my favorite. Although what I will say is that when I went running the other day, it was really nice just to slip this into like the pocket of my leggings. So the sleek packaging does come in handy for that. And it is Kosas Sport, so I mean, I kind of get it. Do really like this, $18. I will say, so Kosas is a clean beauty brand, so I do find that the prices are a little bit more expensive, but I feel like you're paying for that with clean beauty, which I am personally okay with. This does have hyaluronic acid in it, which is supposed to help lock in moisture, and this is just supposed to be super nourishing and hydrating on the lips. I do find that it does nourish the lips. I wouldn't say it's the most hydrating lip balm I've ever tried. I guess I'm comparing it to lip masks. It does feel nice on the lips. I wouldn't say, again, like if you have super cracked lips, I would probably just recommend going with a lip mask like the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask. But if you're just looking for day-to-day hydration, this is a really nice product. So next we are going to apply the Kosas Tinted Face Oil to my face. I feel like this is like the cult classic Kosas product that they are known for. So this is supposed to be a clean, comfy makeup formula. It goes on really, really nicely, and even though it is an oil-based product, I don't find that it breaks up on me throughout the day. And in fact, I feel like as it wears throughout the day, I almost like it better than when I first apply it. This does retail for $42. It does have 6 nourishing botanicals in it to help moisturize your skin throughout the day. It is supposed to be good for all skin types. I have normal to dry skin, so I can't necessarily speak for people with oily skin, although I feel like I've heard people with dry skin don't love this as much as people with oily skin. I've heard that this has been known to cling to dry patches. I've never had any issues with that, but do bear that in mind. I have seen some reviews with them saying that. You do get the standard fluid ounce of product in this, and this is just gonna give you a really natural, light, almost like sheer to light coverage sort of finish. I find that it is pretty glowy when first applied, and then it kind of throughout the day like sets down and isn't quite as glowy. My favorite way to apply this is with my fingers, and then I go over with a damp beauty sponge just to kind of evenly blend everything out. I was kind of taken aback by the packaging when I first got this. It is a squeezy tube, but it's like really hard plastic, and you are supposed to shake this up before you apply it. And as you can tell, you can hear like the bead or the beads or whatever's in there kind of shaking up with it to like mix the pigment together. So you want to shake well before using. I need to make sure I have my beauty sponge. Okay, I want you guys to see how liquidy this is. Oh, I forgot to mention, I picked mine up in the shade 5 because I wanted this to match me during the summertime. However, I will say that this is a little too yellow toned for me, and it isn't the best shade match, so bear that in mind. But I do want to show you how liquidy this is. Like, do you see how quickly that runs down the face? But a little bit goes a very, very long way. So I just usually do like a little bit on each side, like the tiniest amount, you guys, and then rub it in with my fingers to begin, like I said. And personally, I don't know if I just suck at rubbing things in with my fingers in general, but I never get a very even application when I use just my fingers. So that's why I always go in with a beauty sponge afterwards. My bandana's gonna get all icky. My daughter has like stolen all of my headbands. I need to order some more headbands. I'm obviously super sloppy with my application too, like I'm getting it in my eyebrows. I did have my makeup on earlier today, so my eyelids are kind of pigmented as well. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on my eyelids too, because why the heck not? So this is what it kind of looks like, just blended out with my fingers. As you can tell, it is pretty glowy. I don't know that I have the most even application with just my fingers, so then I usually just take like the teeniest, tiniest amount more, like just a little dot like that on my beauty sponge, and just blend out everything to be nice and even on my face. So I usually do a little dot on each side. Okay, so here it is all blended out. As you can tell, very, very glowy, but it will sort of set down. Like when we get to the end of the video, you'll even see it's not quite as glowy, but it is very glowy to begin. I won't be setting this with a powder today just because Kosas doesn't have a powder, but I have played around with this in the past where I have set it with a powder, and it does seem to play nicely with powders. My favorite powders to use with this is either the Glossier Water, I think looks really nice with it, or the Hourglass Translucent Loose Setting Powder, I think also looks really beautiful when setting this. So next I'm going to go in with the Kosas Revealer Concealer. This also comes in 16 different shades. My cap has broken so badly. I do have mine in the shade 1. This is really nice and brightening underneath the eyes, and I think the whole purpose of this concealer is just to hydrate and brighten underneath the eyes. I would say it offers a light to medium coverage, so if you need full coverage for your concealer, I don't necessarily know that this is going to be the best option for you. If I didn't mention, this retails for $28. It does say that this is good for all skin types, and it does have a radiant finish, which I would agree with. I do like the doe foot. It is like that flexible sort of doe foot. And again, I do have, so I went with shade 5 for the actual like tinted face oil, and then shade 1 for my concealer. I don't make any sense at all, but we're just gonna roll with it. But it might be like super light underneath my eyes, you'll probably notice. And I will say I really like the shade 1 for me. I feel like it's pretty neutral, or more neutral than some of the other concealers that I personally have tried. But I have heard feedback that some of the other shades through their line, or a lot of the shades in their line, typically or have pulled pretty yellow toned, which isn't going to work for everyone. I know for me personally, I've had some really bad concealers that have pulled so yellow, and I'm definitely more like neutral to cool when it comes to my actual undertone. So I just like hate a concealer that is too yellow toned. So bear that in mind if you are trying to kind of pick a shade out. Maybe read the reviews or try and find people who are similar to like your skin tone and your undertone to try and match your kind of personal needs. So there is the concealer blended out. It does say that this concealer has peptides in it to kind of help plump underneath the eyes, and then it also has caffeine in it to also help brighten. But as you can see, it does offer a nice radiant finish, which I don't think is going to be for everyone, but I do like a more glowy look. So I personally love this concealer. I kind of like to compare this to the Laura Mercier, I think it's like the Radiant Longwear Concealer. I really liked that concealer, but I like this one just a hair more. So I think in the future I will go with this one over that one. But I just love the finish. It's really nice and lightweight. I don't find that it's super cakey, especially if I set this with the powder. I always feel like I get creasing no matter what, but I love the radiant finish. Again, set with a powder, I feel like the radiance still kind of shines through. But I don't think that this concealer will be for everyone, because I know there are some people out there that are looking for definitely more of a matte finish underneath their eyes or more full coverage. But for me, this works really well. Next, I'm going to quickly pop off camera and just really quickly do my brows so I don't feel like I look so crazy, and then I will be right back and we will do the face and the eyes. Okay, so for my brows, I just went in with my Milk Kush Fiber Brow Gel. Usually I just do like usually do a brow gel when I'm doing like a full face of Kosas, just because I feel like it's more like natural look. So next we are going to do the eyes, and I was hesitant to pick up one of these Kosas eye products. So these are their 10-second liquid shadows. And first of all, I just don't typically use liquid shadows all that much. So I was considering not even buying this, but then I was like, no, I really want to do a full face of Kosas and truly test out like every product that they have. So I did end up grabbing this in the shade Globe, and this is super liquidy. So you really have to make sure that you shake it up before using it, and you definitely want to make sure like it's facing up, otherwise you'll have a ton of liquid run out. I don't know if you'll be able to see like just how liquidy it is. I'm going to swatch this on the back of my hand for you guys really quick. It's just this really beautiful kind of mid-toned golden shade, just a perfect one shadow and done sort of look. So this comes in, I believe, 8 different shades. I'm looking online right now. 8 different shades, and it says this is a clean, water-based, fast-drying, crease-resistant formula for buildable, high-impact color that stays all day. So I'm just going to pop this on my eyes, and usually I just pop this on the lid and kind of tap it out. I do find that this dries down very fast. I don't necessarily like to pair this with anything else. Like if I'm using this product, it's truly just going to be like a one and done sort of look. So I'm just going to run this along the eyelid or the eye. Shoot, I can barely see my mirror from here. So let's see. And just kind of tap this out. And as you can tell, it is a pretty sheer formula, but it does just give this pretty sort of wash of color to the eyes, which I think is really stunning. If I didn't say, I do have mine in the shade Globe, and these do retail for $28. So again, pretty expensive. I'm gonna do the other eye quickly. And I probably should have laid down a tacky base. I do find that this wears better when I do still lay down like an eyeshadow primer. So I'm gonna let this dry for a second, and then I will tap it out. And you can build these, so I'll show you how these build. Like this side is already dry, so these do dry down really nice and quickly. And they're pretty easy to just blend out with a finger. I always use my finger. I never really use like a brush or anything. And I just love this shade because this is such an easy wearable shade. This is gonna be like the perfect fall time shade. I just was at Hobby Lobby, you guys. I am getting so excited to decorate for fall. I think I actually might do like a shop with me and a decorate my house with me. I like really need to decorate my house. Since moving in, we haven't done a ton of decorating. I feel like my husband and I are like really conflicted or have very opposite tastes in what we want for decorating. And I didn't think he even cared about like home decoration, and suddenly he does, and I'm like kind of annoyed by it. So I'm gonna add a second layer just so that you guys can see how this builds, but you definitely can build it to be a little bit more intense. And I think that it is just super pretty. And if you wanted to, you definitely could go in with like a transition shade in the crease just to kind of, I don't know, make it more, I don't know. If you wanted to do more than just like a single one shadow and done type of a thing, but we aren't gonna do that today. We're just gonna go with this, and I think this is super pretty. I actually was really impressed with this formula. I feel like I just always happen to, like, I just default back to thinking of like the Stila glittering glows, and those just like frustrate me so much because they dry out so quickly. And even the like the not glittery ones, the more like smooth shadows, dry out so quickly. I didn't think I was gonna love the super liquidy formula, but it just gives like the most wet, sheer wash of color to the eyes. I think it is so pretty. I actually really enjoy this. I thought this was gonna be like my least favorite product of the bunch, but it didn't turn out to be that. All right, you guys, so my face is starting to dry down. I will say it does take a little bit for the tinted face oil to kind of set in, and even so it doesn't totally set down, which makes blending the Kosas powder bronzer a little bit difficult. It can be a little bit patchy. Speaking of my least favorite product from the line, it probably would be this bronzer, which is crazy because this was the product that I was most excited to buy from Kosas. I believe the first product I bought from Kosas was their concealer. I may have bought the concealer and the lip balm together, but when they released, or when they started teasing the pictures for this release, I was so excited about this bronzer. And I gotta say, it's not my favorite. I think part of the reason is because it is just more warm toned than I typically prefer my bronzers to be. I did end up going with the shade medium. Online, the light shade looked like it was gonna be a highlight, but the medium shade actually is like much deeper than I had anticipated it was going to be. Here it is swatched, again, very warm toned, and this is definitely not a matte bronzer. This definitely has a sheen to it. So I found my favorite way to apply this. Let's see, do I have the brush in front of me? No. So my favorite way to apply this is with a very, very fluffy brush. I like the actual blush brush from Real Techniques. And I will just swirl this around and just like really kind of sloppily buff this into the cheeks. I feel like I still had some blush on this brush. Wow, winning. But because this is so fluffy, for some reason I find it doesn't quite stick to stick to the face like some of my like more densely packed bronzer blushes or bronzer brushes do, just because again the tinted face oil doesn't completely set down. So I find that this just does the nicest job of like blending it into the skin. But as you can see, as I blend it out, it is super warm tone. I mean, trust me, I am like a bronzy type of a gal. I love to over bronze. I'm not the type of girl who likes just like a sheer wash of bronze. So I really do like a bronzed look. It's just, this is very warm toned. I don't know, I had a different idea of how this formula is gonna look on the skin, and it wasn't 100% what I was expecting. But this is the bronzer. I mean, it's fine. I by no means want to declutter this. I obviously didn't return this. It just didn't turn into like my holy grail bronzer, and for some reason I just thought it was going to. So this is what the bronzer looks like. This is the Sun Show Moisturizing Baked Bronzer. Retails for $34. Comes in 3 shades. Again, I have the middle medium shade. I would be curious to see what the lighter of the 3 shades looks like on me. And it says that this is a clean moisturizing bronzer baked with shea butter that's effortless. 1-step sculpt, highlight, and color for your whole face. So I guess what they're trying to say is like, and I agree, like I could just be done here. I could pop on lashes and like I would feel good about how this looks. But I also do love bronzer and highlight, and I have some more products to share with you guys. So this is the bronzer. Again, I think that this is my least favorite product out of all the products in the Kosas line. So then for blush, you guys, these are another standout product. I picked these up because I knew I wanted to do a Kosas dedicated brand review, but I honestly thought that these were not going to be a favorite of mine. I ended up picking up 2 right away and then loved them so much I had to pick up a 3rd. So the first 2 that I picked up were Velvet Melon, which is this one right here. This is one of their cream blush duos. And then I also picked up one of their powder blush duos in the shade Papaya, which is this one right here. These honestly look very similar. If you can't tell, I do love a good peachy blush. So in each of these you get a blush and a highlight, and then I had to pick up Tropic Equinox. This is another cream formula. When I first purchased this online, it looked like this shade could be used as a bronzer. Definitely not. It's definitely just a beautiful like bronzy blush on me, which I obviously do not mind. I love the look of like a bronzy blush. And then this also has a really beautiful champagne highlight. So both the cream formula and the powder formula retail for $34, and there are 6 shades in each. Each of them has 3 of what their like regular formulas are, and then they have 3 intense versions for a more deeper skin tone. So I do appreciate that they have, you know, a version for light and a version for more deep. I think maybe 3 would have been more suitable, but at least they're making the effort. So today I think I'm going to go in with Papaya and Velvet Melon. I'm going to pop some cream on, and then I will set it with the powder just so you guys can kind of get an idea for how it looks. So first we're going to go in with the Velvet Melon cream duo, and I'm just going to pop some onto my cheeks. And I've actually been enjoying more of like putting my blush, not focusing so much on like the actual apples of my cheeks, but kind of like almost like where I would highlight. So I'm going to pop some right here and then over on this side as well. And I have noticed that if I lay that bronzer down first and then do a cream on top, it doesn't seem to disrupt the bronzer at all. Sometimes, you know, when you layer a cream on top of a powder, you can like screw up your whole look. I haven't noticed any issues with that. I'm just using the e.l.f. airbrush blender to blend that out. And as you can tell, that does really kind of sheer out. And then I'm going to go in with the highlight and just put that on like the very high points of my cheek, like so. And then I usually just like flip the brush over and kind of just like balance that out too. Obviously, I don't care about being super, super precise. So if you do, I do apologize. And as you can tell, that just gives a nice, beautiful, subtle kind of glow to the cheeks. So then I'm going to take Papaya, which is the powder version, and I am just going to, why do I not have the right brushes in front of me? I am just going to set each of those just so you can kind of see how they interact with one another. Usually I will just decide to do like an all cream look or an all, no, let's be honest. Lately I've been doing creams and then layering powders on top. What I will say about the powder formula for the Kosas Duo is they are very powdery. So I'll see if I can kind of show you guys, but I don't know if you can see like the, oh boy. Here, let's see if you can see how much does, like, do you see? Pretty powdery, which is fine, but just something to bear in mind. And then I'm just going to lightly tap this on top of that blush. So you do have to be careful with these because the blush powder formula is very pigmented. I can't remember if no, this isn't even an intense version. I thought I had picked up one of the intense formulas, but I did not. So I like to just kind of stipple this on with my blush brush and then kind of blend it in. Like so. So there it is with the powder. Obviously the powder adds a lot more intensity. So if you like more of like a sheer wash of color, I think that the cream versions are going to be a better option for you, or you're just going to have to go in with a super light hand with these. This like highlight formula definitely is more of like a pinky peach highlight, so I'm actually not going to use that to set, well, yeah, why the heck not? I'll use it to kind of set my highlight. That's also very powdery, like, I'll use that to just set the highlight and kind of warm up the cheeks even more. Maybe take that around the eye a little bit. So okay, I don't know if I love that on top. I would have loved more of like a actual champagne highlight on top of that to set it, but for the video's sake and for what I have in my hand, that works. Tropic Equinox, love this. I am very interested in picking up more of these. I think that these are going to be great for travel in like 10 years when we can finally travel again. I just feel like these are great like vacation products, like especially if you were going on a tropical vacation and just wanted to pack like 2 cream compacts. I just think very functional, which I appreciate. I love a good functional makeup product. Like I said, those both retail for $34. The cream one says it's an ultra blendable cream blush and highlighter palette, versatile duos of balancing, brightening, and foolproof clean and skin conditioning formulas. I will say very easy formula to work with if we are talking about the cream formula. Creams can be super intimidating, but these are very, very emollient and wet to the touch, so very easy to blend out. There is jojoba seed oil in it, rose hip seed oil, as well as apricot kernel seed oil, so they are known to soothe and brighten the skin. So it's almost like you're getting skincare benefits kind of along with the cream formulas. And then as far as the pressed powders, it says it's an ultra blendable powder blush and highlighter palette in versatile duos, again balancing, brightening, foolproof, clean, and skin cushioning formulas. I would just say with the powder formula to be careful. It is very pigmented and it is very powdery. If I had to choose one or the other, I personally would choose the cream formula, but I would hate to choose. Like, I really like having both, and I'm kind of interested in picking up more. Next up, so I have 2 more products to talk about. I have one of their lipsticks, and then I also have my holy grail wet lip oils. So we're gonna start with the lipstick. I actually had 2 lipsticks, but I lost one of them. The shade that I currently have is in the shade Vegas, and this is the only one that comes in the white packaging, and you can only get this one on the Kosas website. You cannot get this on the Sephora website. Their lipsticks do retail for $28 and come in 8 different shades. This would be the 9th shade, but again, you can only get this on the Kosas website. It says these are game-changing clean lipsticks that melt comfortably into the lips and stay throughout the day. I will say I don't think that the lasting power is amazing with these, but these are super comfortable and very easy to reapply. These do have jojoba seed oil as well as rose hip seed oil and mango seed butter, so they are very comfortable on the lips. So this is the shade Vegas. This is like my perfect Your Lips But Better shade. I love this shade, so I'm going to apply this really quickly. So there is Vegas on the lips. As you can tell, it's not like the most opaque formula. Definitely not a matte formula by any means. Definitely more of a satin sheen sort of formula. So comfortable on the lips. Almost feels like, not necessarily like a gloss, but just like almost like a comfortable balm. And again, I just absolutely love this shade. I just realized I don't have mascara on. I want to pop mascara on before we finish off with the lip oils, but I do really enjoy the lipsticks. I was again very impressed with the lipstick formula. I will say, in terms of shade range on the Sephora website, there are a lot of like brighter pinks and reds and nothing that really speaks to me in terms of like another shade that I would want. Maybe, no, there's just, I prefer more of a nude lip. And these just seem more bright and vibrant. The only one I could think maybe I would get is Rose Water, which is supposed to be a cool toned pink nude. I actually think I had Rose Water and that's the one I lost. But those are my thoughts on lipstick. If I did not say these retail for $28, I'm quickly going to I'm quickly going to pop on some mascara and I will be right back to finish off with the lip oils. Alright, mascara is on. I'm feeling better. Okay, you guys, let's get into the lip oils. If you follow me on Instagram, or honestly, I feel like I've talked about these on my YouTube channel already quite a bit as well, but I am truly obsessed with the lip oils. So these are something that I have been eyeing since like the second they came out. I can't tell you how many times I would pass the Kosas display in Sephora, walk by these, pick it up, want to buy it, and then I was like, $27 is so expensive. But finally, I did decide to buy one. I purchased the shade Malibu, which I believe is like a cool toned pink. I'll swatch it for you. A really beautiful pink shade. And then I decided that I loved the formula so much that I had to pick up the red shade in Jaws, which I've mentioned this quite a few times on my channel. I really enjoy this shade for like a popsicle lip sort of effect. I wore this on 4th of July and I just loved the way that it made my lips look. And so then naturally I decided I also needed the shade Dip, which is this really beautiful like warm toned nude shade. I still would love to grab Jaws, but I just feel like I do not need any more lip oils in my life. So like I said, these retail for $27 and it says that these are a hybrid lip treatment and gloss packed with peptides that visibly plump and hydrate, all the while providing a juicy, slick color. So I would agree these do give the lips a very juicy looking effect. I wouldn't say I noticed too much in terms of like plumping, but it also says that these have hyaluronic acid, again peptides, and then evening primrose oil, which is supposed to protect your lips. So I am going to go in with the shade Dip today, which I think will pair the best with this lip color. And we are just going to pop this right on top. And these just feel so nourishing and hydrating throughout the day. Like if I opt for these over a balm sometimes, even because you get that lip gloss juicy effect, but also it feels super nourishing on the lips. So I am a huge fan of these. These are definitely one of the standout hits. But that is it for everything in the Kosas line. This is the full face of Kosas. This is the final look. I would love to hear your guys' opinions down below on what products you like, don't like. What have you tried from Kosas? What are you excited to see them come out with next? I know I personally would love to see them come out with a mascara, even like a powder, a brow product, like a brow tinted brow gel. I feel like would really make sense for their line. What else? Those are like the top 3 that I personally can think of. Maybe like an eyeliner would be really cool. But let's really quick review everything that we talked about today. So the lip balm, I like. $18, kind of expensive, but again, if you are super sporty or super athletic and you like to have a lip balm with you, this is really nice. Like if you were at the gym and just wanted to pop these into your leggings so that you could continue to hydrate your lips throughout your workout or whatever it may be, I do think this is really sleek and really nice. I would definitely repurchase one of these. The tinted face oil I really enjoy. I think it gives such a beautiful finish to the skin. Again, as this wears throughout the day, I like it even more. And this does have a longer lasting power than I had even like originally kind of anticipated. I would say I can get a good 7 to 8 hours of wear out of this. I think this is so beautiful, especially for the spring summer time when you are just looking for like fresh skin. I really like this. This was a hit for me as well. You guys know I love the Kosas concealer. I think that this is beautiful. If you like a radiant, hydrated finish underneath the eyes, if you like more medium coverage, I think that you will really enjoy this. This will be a repurchase for me for sure. The Kosas bronzer is the only real, like, not even bust, but it's the only product that when I finish this, I wouldn't repurchase this. This just wasn't a favorite of mine, and I feel like there are other bronzers that I personally prefer more than this. Even other glowy bronzers I prefer over this. I definitely would choose the Hourglass Luminous Light Bronzer over the Kosas one. That is just my personal opinion. I still think it's a fine bronzer, but it didn't turn into a favorite. The lipstick in Vegas, I really like. I would, if I finish this, I would repurchase this just because I really like the shade. It's like one of my perfect nude shades. As far as the other shades in their range, there are no other shades that really speak to me. But if they did expand their range and had more nudes or like cool tone nudes, I would definitely be interested in checking more out. $28 is really expensive for a lipstick, but I don't know, there's something about the overall aesthetic of the brand and just Kosas in general that I am definitely willing to pay the higher price tag for, especially because it is clean beauty. The liquid eyeshadow I was actually really impressed with, and every time I've worn this, I've really enjoyed it, which is shocking to me. Usually I like to do like a full glam look on the eyes, but this has been really nice even on days that I'm like running late to work but still want it to look like I did something with my eyes. I will just pop this on. It dries down really quickly, and I don't find that it creases really weird on my eyes throughout the day. So I've actually been really impressed with this, and I could see myself picking up a couple more shades in this. This is way better than any other liquid shadow that I personally have tried. I will be curious to see how quickly this dries out. I feel like it won't dry out as quickly as other liquid shadows just because it's like pure water almost. A very interesting formula, but I was super impressed by that. You guys know the lip oils, they're a top favorite of mine. I love these. This is something that I would and will continue to repurchase. I just can't say enough good things about these. I know $27 is expensive, but look how juicy they make the lips look. They feel so comfortable on the lips. I have been absolutely loving these. And then finally, the duos I've also really been loving, and I'm interested in picking up 1 to 2 more shades of these. I just think that these are going to be amazing for travel, even just like a weekend away. Just grab one of these and you are good to go. I was very impressed by these. I wasn't expecting a whole lot just because my old makeup preferences told me that this is a product that I probably wouldn't like, but my makeup preferences have definitely changed, and these were very impressive to me, and I definitely highly recommend these as well. So overall, as a brand, you guys know I absolutely love Kosas. I can't rave about them enough. I cannot wait to see what they continue to come out with. I feel like they're a brand that I'm just so excited about and so excited to see what they will come out with next, because I know I'm gonna buy it. I really want to try their deodorant. I'm hoping it works for me. I feel like I have not found my perfect like clean deodorant. So I plan to order that during probably the next Sephora sale. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. This is the full face of Kosas. I love the way that the look turned out. I could like go do grocery shopping in this. I'm actually going to go hang out with my in-laws later. But I mean, this is like not too glammed up, so this works, right? Anyway, you guys, if you made it till the end, thank you so much for sticking around to watch. Thank you, as always, for supporting my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!